Okay, so after playing with attendance for much of the day today, I have been trying to figure out the best way to do this through um, Google Meets. And I think this is a process that will work. So when you go to reports in PowerTeacher Pro and you get student rosters, it lets you pick a class. So I selected my period 7 class here. And then over here where it says format, I have chosen the output to be in Excel, because that way I can copy and paste the list later into um, the Google Meet extension for attendance. So I'm going to then go ahead and run this report. I'm going to view it, select it, and open it. Now the trick to when it opens is that it opens in a last name first, first name last format, which will not work for Google Meet because the students enter with first name first and last name last, and therefore the Google extension doesn't recognize their names. But I did find that if I go and I start to type in my students' names, what you'll see is that it'll automatically populate the list. And then if you click the down arrow on your keyboard, it'll convert all of them for you, which is super nice. And I didn't know it could do that until just now. So then I'm going to copy that list. Come back to my Google meeting. Excuse me. And here I have my period 7 class selected. If you needed to, you can add classes. You can see I've already added my period 2 and my period 5 and my period 7. So then when I get here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to Control V and I'm going to paste all of their names into this Meet. And so now this should be my participants list for my period 7. And you'll see that my participants have changed from 0 to 24. So now when the students log in, the extension, the attendance extension will automatically pick up on their names and let me know who's here and who's not. And the reason I think doing it this way is important is this way when I go to enter my attendance later and in PowerTeacher, the list that's in PowerTeacher will exactly match the list that I get from Google Meet. So if you don't put the students' names in there ahead of time, what happens is, let's say Brianna has never signed on to that Google Meet, she won't appear in that attendance list that Google Meet generates. And she would be easy to overlook as someone who was present or absent. So I hope this helps you guys out a little bit if you decide to use Google Meets and in taking attendance, which for me has proven challenging. And I don't want to spend 5 or 10 minutes of every class doing it. So this is my way of getting it collected and putting it in later. I will mention one of the other things that's nice is if a student shows up late, or if a student shows up and then drops off, or if a student drops off and comes back on, this attendance extension keeps track of all of that. So you'll know exactly when they were in your class and when they weren't.